Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm super excited because I get to show off a budget-friendly LPVO. Today we'll be checking out the Primary Arms Classic Series 1-6. And we can see how angry the keyboard warriors get with this one. Let's get into it. So for those of you asking, yeah, I'm wearing military issued cold weather gloves because I'm some Yahoo in my freezing garage doing a video for you guys. But who cares about what I'm wearing? We're here for LPVOs. So as a small primer, LPVO stands for low power variable optic. And it usually means that the optic is going to go from a 1x magnification to something greater than that. The Classic Series 1-6 then goes from 1x magnification all the way to 6x magnification. The scope is second focal plane, which means the reticle does not change size as the magnification changes. And this is really my preference for LPVOs, second focal plane. But we made an entire video on first focal plane versus second focal plane if you want more information on which one you'd prefer. And I'll link that up here somewhere and also down in the description. But first let's dig into Primary Arms as a company. If you've been living under a rock for any amount of time, you may not know who Primary Arms is. Sure, they're an amazing online retailer with some of the best pricing and customer service in the industry, but did you know they make their own optics? Well, you should, because they've been doing it for years. Our team really likes Primary Arms as a company, and honestly, we haven't had any bad issues with any of their optics. Now, I have some of their red dots, but for magnified optics, I've been set on the Ride-On optics path for quite a while. So this is my first real foray into Primary Arms magnified optics, and I'm pretty excited to cut my teeth on this one specifically. And their Classic Series optics are their lineup of optics that are designed for the everyday end user. Someone who's budget-minded but still wants great clarity and great functionality. And of course, it's a legit optics video when we're in someone's garage. And I don't live here, so we'll see how long it takes for the cops to show up about some masked vigilante talking about guns. So today we'll certainly give this scope a once over, and we'll start out by seeing everything that comes in the box. Then we'll take a look at the optic up close, followed by going over mounting in our Primary Arms GLX scope mount. Then we'll dig into this duplex reticle and then put the Primary Arms 1-6 through a series of tests to include 1x clarity, eye relief, illumination, turrets, glass clarity. And I'll take it out to the range and kind of show you guys some distance shooting with it. Nothing crazy though. What's local to me is 50 to 100 yards max. We'll wrap it all up with some pros and cons like normal. Alright though, first let's open this thing up.
Alright, so here's everything that comes with it. Obviously you got your LPVO. Your throw lever came separate. Now one thing I hope internet trolls can help me out here, or Walsh, he'll tell me, you idiot. This thing. The heck is this screw for? Allen wrench. I didn't see anything in the manual about it. Right, here's our manual. Throw lever. Achieving a clear reticle picture. How to set up reticle illumination. How to zero your optic. You can read it. All the specs. Adjustment click value. Yada yada yada. It's kind of cool too. They include a little spot at the back that you can put down your shooting notes. You also, of course, get a giant microfiber cloth. Not like Walsh in this. I like having these around, but I wear glasses. He doesn't.
Okay, let's get it mounted.
Alright, got it snugged up. And fun fact, if you install any of these Aero S1 or R1 handguards, a little Torx tool, it's a Torx 15 for the primary arms, GLX scope mount. So I get everything snugged up. Now I'm going to do something here for Walsh and for Joe to show that I love them equally. Here you go, Walsh. Front ones are torqued. Back ones, let me give it the old Joe grunt. Call that a day.
I'm not as fancy as Walsh with his super duper $300 self-leveling scope mount or whatever contraption he uses. I use tried and true bubble levels. And you know, there's scope mounts out there priced from, I don't know, $20 on Amazon all the way up to $300 or $400. The Primary Arms GLX scope mount is just a tried and true scope mount that works great for this situation. Installing it all into the mount was a breeze though, and I got everything just barely snug and got my eye relief perfect, locked it all down and mounted it to our 16-inch AR-15. This was going to go on my AR-10, but as of the shooting of this video, I don't have any ammo for that yet. It's in the mail. It'll be here soon, so apologies for that. Next optics video though, we'll see that one. I promise. And honestly, this duplex reticle means I can really use it on anything. I don't have to worry about what caliber or weights and what distance you're zeroing at. It's just a mess when you're dealing with those Christmas tree things. All those special reticles just, I don't know, get in the way. Today, just good old-fashioned crosshairs, just like God intended. All right, we're all put together now. Let's go over this duplex reticle. We may be splitting hairs here, but I've always seen these reticles referred to as German number 4 reticles. And from what I can tell, the difference between the German number 4 and the duplex is that the duplex has a thicker line at the 12 o'clock position, not this thin stadia line. Honestly, I don't really care. If Primary Arms wants to call this a duplex reticle, hey, that's okay by me. As you can see, the reticle has stadia lines at the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock, similar to other optics we've seen in the past that are designed to draw your eye to the center to aid in tracking the center reticle at 1x. Now, there is something I want to note, and I'm sure it's going to come up in testing. The stadia lines do extend all the way to the edge of the scope at 1x. In optics that are 5 or 6 times more than this optic, we don't see that. I'm talking about that SAI one that Walsh reviewed a while back. Oof, thing was a mess. We'll see if that impacts us in any way as we're testing it out at 1x. I also like the included line at the 12 o'clock. I think this will help better track the center illuminated dot. Now, you Christmas tree reticle loving John Wick wannabes might be asking, is that all you get? Yeah, back before the internet when you were barely a thought to your dad, this was all you had. And you actually had to be good at shooting and know things like holdover and understanding windage. No fancy X-wing targeting reticle, no giant Christmas tree, just plain old crosshairs. But with some modern conveniences. And I'll say, especially with the dot illuminated, the stadia lines definitely help you pick up the dot. I mean, yeah, it's not red dot bright, but come on, unless it's a red dot, what is a red dot? Seriously, if you want a red dot, get a red dot. Now, like I said, the benefit of this duplex reticle is you could drop this thing on pretty much any caliber and be good with it. When I went out today, I had this on my 30-06 Weatherby, I had this on my AR-15, and I even put it on my Ruger 1022, and it was fine on all of those platforms. Then you don't have to worry about, well, which mil dot is the 5 mile an hour windage, and which one's the 10 mile an hour windage? Or is this one for 400 yards, or is it this one, or is this one for 600 yards? Bro, you're hunting deer. You're not stopping invading caravans. Whatever. We'll figure it out. But that's the whole reticle. All right, let's move into some tests, and the first is the 1x clarity. Now, I'll tell you right now, the 1x on the Primary Arms 1-6 is fine. Sure, you have some distortions around the edge, But which of you dum-dums are clearing rooms with LPVOs? When looking at the distance, the distortion is barely recognizable. And I promise here the camera is making it far worse. I'm still trying to figure out how to use this whole camera through the scope thing. Honestly, it's completely imperceivable. Alright, next test is, eye relief. On the website, the eye relief is listed at 3.5 inches to 3.9 inches if you want to know the technical number. But I really kind of find this number useless. It doesn't really explain how tight or how forgiving the eye box is. Now, I started at 6x, and here I felt like the primary arms 1 to 6 gave you a bit of wiggle room. Now, the primary arms website gives you less than 1/2 inch of eye relief according to their specifications, but I found like it was closer to about 1 inch, that I can move it and still have good eye relief at 6x magnification. And so, thumbs up for me for eye relief. Next we move into illumination. The primary arms 1 to 6 illumination knob has 11 illumination settings. As annoying as it might be to some of us that there are 11 illumination settings, not 10, not 12, maybe 11's the industry standard, I don't know. There's something more frustrating here. There's no hard stop. I didn't think this was really going to bug me until I was out in the field and testing it out, and I would think, oh, I just need to go maybe 1 or 2 brighter. Next thing you know, I'm turning the whole thing off. So that was a bit frustrating for me. Knowing that there's a hard stop there, if there was one, just kind of helps me. I can't go any further. This is as bright as it's going to get. Deal with it. Not here. You go too bright, you turn it off. Now, the knob is extremely clean and it's crisp throughout those 11 settings. There's no real confusion if you accidentally move to a different setting. You know it. We'll also give you enough resistance to make it almost impossible to just bump it and change it. And with as cold as it was shooting today, this worked just fine using a gloved hand. Well, it's kind of a pain though to get around that camera equipment trying to change the illumination knob, but that's not on PA, that's on me. But I was able to adjust it while keeping my eyes on target. Now, the illumination of the primary arms 1 to 6 is actually just the center dot, which is a 2 MOA dot. And testing it at any magnification, I found the illumination does okay. Again, it's not red dot bright, but what LPVO at that price is. But again, I'm talking scope level brightness, not surface of the sun blinding me brightness. Now, illumination here is done, I don't know, pretty good for this price. My only real gripe is wish there was a hard stop. All right, next we got turrets. Now, turrets are capped, which is nice to see, and they're way better than scopes with a price tag 10 times more than this. Each click is a 1/2 MOA adjustment, and you have the ability to adjust it with your hand. No tool needed. Take that, ATI. Very tactile clicks and gives me a feel that these aren't moving on me at all. Then cap it and forget about it until next hunting season. Take it out, just make sure it's good. Now, I was extremely surprised and impressed that out of the box, mounted on the gun, taking it out to the range that I did today, I did not adjust this thing at all, and I was fairly accurate with it. Using a little bit of Kentucky windage, I was hitting the target almost every time, just like your grandpa would do. Unless your grandpa was some anti-gun commie. Alright, on that note, let's get into glass clarity. Now, I've had some issues capturing this well for you, but I have to say the primary arms 1 to 6 glass clarity is fantastic for this price. You'll have some of the cleanest and crispest images across all the magnification ranges to give you excellent target ID out to range. Now, granted, your target's probably a deer or an elk, but they're going to be clear. This entry-level glass clarity makes me think that I should be paying double this price. But that's all the tests. Let's head out to the range and try to do some target engagements. Oh, but before that, I do want to jump in here real quick and say, I brought up the glass clarity to Walsh, and he said he would put the glass clarity for this optic between the GLX line and the PLX line from primary arms. So those are optics that are 3 to 5 times more expensive than this, and he thinks the glass clarity of this one fits right in that range. All right, onto the range. And here I found the Steady Lines did a really great job in helping me keep tabs on the center of the reticle. With the lack of Christmas tree, I find target transitions easy to do without the cluster of things in the way. I was able to move quickly between targets, but it wasn't until I turned on the illumination that I really felt confident in where I was and felt like I could really crank up the speed as my eyes could better track what I was doing and where I was going. Now again, had some camera difficulties here, but engaging out to 100 yards with this was really fun. We had a leftover Thanksgiving turkey that didn't get cooked out, and again, no zeroing this thing, was dead on at 100 yards. Blew a hole right out of the back of that turkey. It was here at the range that I noticed the illumination knob, although is very tactile and you know you're not going to accidentally bump it, that's where I realized there's no hard stop. And I was kind of frustrated with it while I was at the range. But still, I thought the illumination that was there was good enough for the day that I was shooting. And I'll say illumination is going to be my first pro. The next pro is going to be eye relief. Although the website only gives this less than half an inch of an adjustment, I found it to be much more forgiving. The super high detailed glass and forgiving eye box makes the primary arms 1-6 an absolute great overall system to engage targets quickly. I don't know why you would be engaging multiple deer out there. I'm sure you pop one and the rest of them are going to scoot off, but maybe hogs or something like that. Yeah, and this coming from someone that thinks it's dumb to do multiple target engagements with a duplex LPVO. Now, another pro I'll say are the adjustments and the accessories. Adjustments and accessories don't really go together, but you know what? Who cares? This is my video. Screw you, Walsh. The super easy turret adjustments make zeroing this a breeze, especially because I didn't have to zero it. It was dead on right out of the box. That was awesome. Also, the included throw lever is something you don't even see on previous budget-friendly SLX models. At least I think that's true. So with that, on this budget of an optic, transition between 1x and 6x is even easier. And last quick pro, primary arms awesome, no nonsense, lifetime warranty. All right, cons. This is a big one. Hopefully I don't lose you. Where's my illumination hard stop? I can't really find any other complaint for a sub $200 LPVO. I mean, I'm not dealing with any stupid angry eyebrow reticle things. No stupid tool needed for turret adjustments. I seriously would rather have this LPVO than that $1,200 piece of crap Walsh reviewed. Well, that's everything on this scope, and I guess I have to make a recommendation. So here's my 2 cents. If you're looking for a hunting or a plinking LPVO, this is your ticket. The fantastic glass clarity and illumination settings, along with this durable construction, gives me no hesitations to throw this on a hunting rifle and slog through the woods of Idaho. If you're not your grandfather and you need some Christmas tree reticle thing, yeah, this clearly is not the LPVO for you. But hey, maybe it's a perfect fit for you based on your needs, your mission set, your budget. That's it, guys. I do hope this video was helpful in your purchasing decision. I want to say thanks to our Patreons and our YouTube members. You guys make all this possible and just make it a joy to do these videos for you. And thanks to everyone that likes, comments, and subscribes. Comment down below. Let me know what old school scope your grandpa taught you on. All right, guys. I'm out. The primary arms 1-6 illumination knob moves from a hard stop at off. Does it? No, it doesn't.